Yeah. And they're giving it 100%, and she's very correct. She's very correct on that. On God, so sometimes we go into work, we might be disgruntled. Like we said, we don't like our jobs. We might not get along with our boss. The people we might come in contact with, they might, if you're doing customer service, people think if you're customer service, that they want to talk to you. In this day and age, that's where we've gotten. We got other people's feelings. It seems like it's getting worse. Even respect. Younger people respect anymore. And it's just, it's all about my feelings and not about yours. But, because we live in a world that's so messed up because of that sin, how do we find that joy on a job that might be worldly, that might be tiresome, it might be gruesome? How do we find that joy? Instead of taking God to work. In everything that we do, we got God in it. We're there. We know that we're a representative of God when we're on our job. His gift to us.
So when you look at it that way, it doesn't make any difference if your boss is bad, because God gave me this job and I deserve to be here and I'm going to perform it in an excellent manner, for him, not for the boss.
Because, I think we all know people, and some of us might be those people that, we say, man, we get a job, right? We're happy, and then great, and then 2 years later, man, I can't stand this job. I've worked with people, and I know we all work with people, and if you don't work with that person, it's because you're that person who is just disgruntled all the time. All the time. Nothing can make them happy. Oh, the supervisor, it's the supervisor's fault. It's the supervisor's fault. He's paying more attention to this person than he is to me. They get rid of that supervisor. They need to get rid of him. We need a new supervisor. Then this supervisor, now he's the problem. So it's always there because you're not going to find contentment and happiness in a job. We only find contentment and happiness is with our relationship with Jesus Christ, what he done. We learned that in the last lesson that Paul told us, it wasn't because of, that he's learned how to he's had much, he's had little. But in all things, he's learned to be content. The source was Jesus Christ. So when our source is God, that's what's going to give us that contentment, that joy. We realize that God has given us everything. And what he even says in here, we have to realize that God has even given us the air to breathe, to be able to go to our job. So God has given us everything that we have. And so when we do that, we're representatives of God. And just like Sister Marcia said, we should be doing the best that we could do at all times. As Christians, that's what we should do. And trust me, it's very hard where I work at to try to give 100%. It's just the culture. So, when I started reading this and I went in, my whole mindset was different. We had another gentleman. He was like, he would always volunteer to do these extra tasks. And then it got to the point where it became kind of burdensome. And I always got to do this and do that. And my